When did you realize the phrase rules are made to be broken is actually true? I was in senior year when my classmate Alice was diagnosed with 5 months left to live, and everyone may not have known her name, but they knew her smile, the one to light up every room she walked into. Up until the diagnosis, she had a 3.9 GPA and an almost guaranteed place in Yale, but now she was failing. She never said it out loud, but you could tell by the way she shoved every test into her backpack like she was ashamed. I was sitting beside her when the English teacher offered to give free tutoring and resources to help catch up. Alice said no. I later found out that the principal had banned her from any additional help because he's not here to make life easy, no exceptions. But we all knew how much graduating was on her bucket list. It was obvious. She still had photos of herself wearing Yale merchandise all over her locker and notebooks. But the principal had practically made it his mission to stop her from graduating. Said he wanted to make an example out of the students who think it's okay to stop prioritizing their studies. Like, what the F? That's when I decided to hatch a plan. I was going to go behind Alice's back and completely betray her. You see, me and my parents live pretty comfortably, so they donate a lot of money to the school to make sure that the teachers always put in extra effort when they mark my tests. It wasn't something I wanted, but my parents insisted. And despite being rich, they're somewhat good people. I knew if I told them about Alice, they would pull some strings. But I also knew that if Alice found out, she would try to stop me because she doesn't want to be pitied. So I did it all without her knowing. And that's how me and my parents spent our Monday morning sitting across Principal Davis, threatening him. We demand that you give Alice a chance to graduate and let her attend the ceremony. My dad's voice was so assertive that it even sent chills down my spine. Principal Davis responded, "I'm sorry, sir, but we can't allow that to happen. This school has a policy to uphold, and I don't want other students to get lazy. The girl has cancer for crying out loud. In 5 months' time, she will be 6 feet under." My dad slammed his fist on the table. Principal Davis just sighed. "Sir, my hands are tied. Even if I wanted to do anything, I can't. The superintendent would never allow it. I would be fired." He then got this really sad look in his eyes, like he wished he could do more. That's when I finally understood that this wasn't just a fight against one man. It was a fight against the system, and time was ticking. Me and my parents walked out after that. Their faces were flat, completely deflated, but I wasn't done yet. You see, I knew Principal Davis would say no. I just needed the verbal confirmation so I could unfold the next part of my plan, an illegal meetup. The next morning, I went to Miss O'Callahan, the guidance counselor, and told her everything. "I told you he'd say no," I said. She went silent. I just didn't realize we would have to take it this far. The room was so still, you could practically hear the walls breathing. When the bell rang, I left. But I knew Ms. O'Callahan took our plan seriously, because 3 weeks later, Alice's grades were back up. I watched as her face lit up when she got her test back. It was the happiest I'd seen her in months. You see, the guidance counselor pulled some strings so that Alice could get unauthorized tutoring from the best teachers in the nearby rival school. They were unlicensed to tutor and met in Alice's house, completely off-site from school grounds. But it still wasn't the happy ending she needed, because as I peered over at the paper, I saw her grade. It was a C-, better than the fails she'd been getting, but still not enough to graduate. So I kept going. I found the number of her chemotherapist and called asking if she could make sure Alice's appointments were all early in the morning. Obviously, it would have been easier for Alice to just do it herself. But like I said, she was stubborn, the type of girl to think that asking for help made her weak. There was no way she would do it herself. And for every class we shared, I wrote 2 assignments, one under her name and one under mine. As soon as I saw hers in the pile, I would slip it into the waistband of my pants and replace it with the one I had done for her. I even replicated her handwriting to make sure no one noticed. Fast forward to the 23rd of May, and it was our graduation ceremony. People clapped extra loud when Alice walked on stage. I felt tears well up in my eyes. The entire time, she barely even knew who I was, but it didn't matter. What mattered was that she got her dying wish. And on June 24th, I was standing at her funeral in a suit that I borrowed from my dad. In the photo frame, she was standing in her graduation gown, with the same smile we all love. I thought I had done the right thing by making her dream come true. But a month later, I woke up to a knock at the door. It was Ms. O'Callahan, my guidance counselor. She was in tears. "They're onto us. The superintendent has been building a case. We need to get our story straight." My stomach dropped. Full story on channel. Link below.